All right, internets, here we are. Once again, I can't believe it's Wednesday already. Back on the old Wily Hobbit network of streamed tabletop role playing games. We have a network because we have more than one game, so that officially makes us a network. Hey, Chancellor, what's up, buddy? Good to see you out there, my friend. So, welcome to the channel. We're excited. It's going to be session 5 already, hard to believe, of the Dragon of Icespire Peak. This is the adventure that was packed in the D&D Essentials kit. And that's what we're playing, and I can't believe we're 5 sessions in already. Pretty amazing. So, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Wily Hobbit channel. Thank you for tuning in. I think I'll throw up a different background, so now I'm magically transported to Bag End. So, a couple quick announcements, and then we'll get into this thing. We have got an announcement, an actual official exciting bit of news. There's a new game coming to the Wily Hobbit channel. It will stream its very first stream on Sunday at 1 p.m. this coming Sunday, August the 16th, and it is called Tales of Greyhawk, or Tales from Greyhawk Tales. I should probably get that right. Yeah, it's Greyhawk Tales, and it is first edition Pathfinder. And we've got a party of 3 and a dungeon master, and the game has actually been ongoing for quite some time, a few months now, several months now. And we're going to pick it up at an interesting point. So if you need some more D&D, in this case Pathfinder, come check us out Sunday at 1. So we're stoked about that. Got a fun little Zweihander game playing on Monday nights. There should be about 2 sessions of that left. And then there will be more information on what's to come in that Monday night slot. So even more exciting announcements. And then if you look below, I'm going to be dungeon mastering a game, and by below I mean all the way below the viewer screen to some of those panels there. You'll see a thing called Virtual Greyhawk Con is going to be coming up in October, and I'm going to be DMing a game in that set in the world of Greyhawk on Sunday, October 4th. So if you want to play in that game, throwing some info on that into chat. I think there's 1 seat left, so the link to where you can register for the con and sign up for my game is all in chat there. So if this just isn't enough Wily Hobbit, which a little bit does go a long way, just ask Mrs. Hobbit. She'll be happy to tell you. But if you need more Wily Hobbit in your life, we do have that coming up. So it's just a weekend of games, streamed games, panels, discussions, interviews. Luke Gygax is a part of it. Several of the old classic module writers are going to be either in games or on panels or both. And it's just a weekend to celebrate the original setting of basic, first edition Dungeons and Dragons, the world of Greyhawk. So that's what I know. Quick trip through the house rules, and we'll get into this introductions and into the game. Drinking a potion is a bonus action around here because, we do like to try and help them stay alive as I pummel them with various things. So if they do have to drink a potion, they don't have to spend an action to do so. If any of the characters during combat should happen to roll a nat 20, the damage would be full maximum damage, which is maximum on the dice plus your bonus, and then you get to roll a second damage die. To make the damage, actually kind of more than, just more than normal critical, in fact. So those are kind of the 2 big house rules that we play with. So without further ado, let's go around the horn, and I'll start with Shanologic. Lark, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and about your character?
Hey everybody, Shannon Shanologic is across all the internet, and I play Lark, who the group still hasn't technically met yet, who is a level 2 changeling cleric of the Death Domain. I also play their personas, Solana, Jarvis, and one big one who is yet to be introduced as well.
Jarvis, Solana, so much Shannon, so little time. Woo! All right, yep. Cool. Great, very good. How about let's drop to the bottom row. Shokoli, Abby, tell us a little bit about your character and about yourself.
Hey, I'm Abby. I'm playing Shokoli, the level 2 ASMR monk, who looks like it's kind of like a snaky, dragonborn, lizard folk kind of person. And I'm also playing Ezralyn from Miss Misery, who cannot be here due to a reason I don't know. But
a little under the weather. A little under the weather.
Little under the weather. Ezralyn is a level 2 fighter, half-orc.
Nice. Thank you for piloting Ezralyn this evening, and of course Shokoli, just too cool. Very nice. Awesome. All right. Let's go immediately to the person who is beside you, known as Rebecca. She, in character, is known as Lulu. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Rebecca. I'm playing um, Lulu, level 2 Druid Kobold. Um, Turkey a lot.
Yes, and in fact, everyone in the party is currently level 2. Let's all just hope they live to see level 3. Ethan, Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself and your character.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris, WikiVA on the Discord and Twitch. My Twitter handle's below. I play Ethan, a level 17 human diviner who knows everything before you know it. But
Level 2.
that's what I said.
Right.
Level 2 diviner.
Yeah. You're divining the fact that you're gonna be
Right. He will
seeing level 17 someday. Yes,
He will be seeing that.
I'm
someday.
sure that will happen. Yes, confident. All right, and again, I'm Wiley Hobbit, Scott, Wiley Hobbit on all the Twitches and Twitters. Again, thanks for hanging out. Thank you for the bits, Miss Misery and Chancellor. Thank you so much for your generosity and kindness. We will do our best to role play and live up to your donations and so forth. So, all right, last time we played, is everybody ready for D&D?
Yeah.
I am ready for D&D. I need this escapism so badly. So thank you for joining us. Last time we played, the party has taken on a couple of jobs from the town master, Harbin Wester. And he's the town master of a little village named Phandalin, out on the edge of the wild. We're in the northern end of the Sword Coast. We are actually south of Neverwinter. So I'll put that image up there, and it'll appear after the delay. But I'll move my cursor over, and Phandalin is right here at the edge of the Sword Mountains. The party is out here. They've taken a job looking at a dwarven excavation site to warn these dwarves that are there, these two dwarves, Daslin and Norbus, of the fact that there's rumored to be a white dragon in the area. The first job that they took was to go visit Lulu's friend Adabra Gwyn, an alchemist who lives in a windmill. And upon warning her and unsuccessfully getting her to come back to Phandalin, they've come to this dwarven excavation site. And these two dwarves are basically exploring and excavating, cleaning out this ancient dwarven temple to Abathor, which is the evil dwarven god of greed. And the last 2 sessions they've been in this temple, and they've run into a total of 3 ochre jellies now, rather nasty, acidic, gelatinous kind of balls of goo, if you will. And we ended the last session. They've successfully dispatched the 3rd ochre jelly, and they're in a tunnel right now that's partially collapsed. Apparently, legend has it that Abathor was unpleased with the sacrifices of the priests in this temple, and Abathor caused an earthquake and caused the temple and the side of the mountain to collapse in, killing all the dwarves who were present, all the priests and so forth. So these two fellows, Daslin Greyshard and Norbus Ironrune, rather argumentative, almost like an old married couple, have come. They're prospectors and miners by trade, and they're trying to learn a little bit and maybe extract a few artifacts and maybe some treasure. And they convinced the party to hang out and help them clear the temple ruins of these ochre jellies, these creatures. And so the arrangement was that whatever treasure was found during this clearing of the temple, the dwarves would be willing to split with the party as payment for their help, because the dwarves are not really what you would call combatants, certainly not to the heroic levels of our adventurers. And so our scene opens in a dusty, dark, partially collapsed tunnel. They've just dispatched the final ochre jelly, and it just kind of oozes down between all the rocks down in this pile of rubble and debris. They were actually in the process of pulling some of the rocks down, and you can see that the tunnel does extend. You're kind of in an angle, and it angles to the right. and you can see the tunnel extends about 10 more feet beyond this rubble pile, and it looks to come to a wall.
I have a very important question for you. That's kind of out of left field.
For me,
Yeah, for you. What year is it?
it is 14 and 92 DR, Dale Reckoning.
Excellent. Okay.
So we're
Continue on.
playing current, after all the lore has happened, we're literally moving forward in current history.
Okay. I'll tell you the reason for that question later, but it's
Okay.
not relevant right now. Continue
That's fair.
on.
Very good. What would you like to do? You've just dispatched this ochre jelly. The dwarves are excited that you've managed to rid their dig site of yet another creature. Norbus has been kind of poking at you about, he sees everyone kind of pocketing treasure, and he's been a little grouchy about that, reminding everyone that there will be a split at some point. So what would y'all like to do?
Lulu, do you have any chance? I mean, I don't want you to expend any energy unnecessarily, but I'm not doing so good right now. So, could you maybe heal me, the team cleric?
Lulu finds your statement ironic.
Yes, thank you, Lulu.
Lulu heal you.
How much?
Do cure wounds at level 1. This loads.
I think that's D8 plus 1, isn't it?
Plus 2.
Plus 2. D8 plus 2. So, Lulu, can you describe...
Oh, sweet.
Can you describe what that looks like for us as you administer to Solana. Cilantro. As you administer to her wounds. Their wounds. What's your spell casting look like?
So there's a small, little tiny vial, a glass vial of mistletoe that's hung around her neck by some thick braided twine. She grabs that in her claws and then reaches out her other hand and healing magic.
Nice. All right, so Silana, you feel the warmth and energy of the healing properties of Lulu's magic enter your body and start to mend and knit the wounds, the burns, really, right? You've been bludgeoned and acided by ochre jellies. So, all right, very good.
Anyone else need heal?
How bad do you look?
Well, I looked like I had like half health.
Okay,
Like a
so
stiff
you're
wind
fine
would
now.
probably, like one hit would knock me over probably.
Alright, so you're okay.
We wouldn't want that.
No, I don't need any healing. Miraculously, I am untouched. Funny how that works.
Norbus kind of pushes in. Well, we need to either decide what we're gonna move ahead, or are we gonna move this rubble, or do we want to go back? What do you think?
I mean, this is your excavation site. Do you want us to go further?
Well, it looks like it kind of dead ends up there, and he kind of crawls up there. Rocks are falling, and Dazzlin is kind of shaking his head. You could tell that Dazzlin is a little disturbed at Norbus's gruffness. So he looks and he kind of studies the wall, and he's like, you know what? And he lights a torch. He's got his helmet and he's got a pick with him and a pack, and he pulls out of the pack a small torch, lights it and holds it up because it's pretty dim in there. Aside from whatever light sources you have, there's a secret door In that wall, I'm sure of it. And he starts scrambling with the rocks. And, you kind of need to dodge a little bit because he's sort of a dwarven rototiller at this point, just kind of pitching rocks behind him. And over he goes. Dazzlin scrambles up excitedly. Oh, all right, then, a secret door. Lovely. Let's go check it out. And he over there, and they're there, and they push a door open. And you see a very dim light beyond the door. Oh, well, hell, this is just the main temple we was in. And you hear
Oh, well, that's convenient.
you hear Norbus's voice. Like, he's clearly grumbling, like, oh, well, that's a big letdown.
We could go back down the other passage we didn't take. There was another passage, as I recall.
Yes, you came through a secret door to get into this tunnel, and the tunnel options were straight left and straight right, or I should say just left and right. You went left. You could just double back and go the other way and see what lies ahead.
Sure, let's go find more jellies.
All right. What's our marching order going to be this evening?
Well, I guess I'll still probably have light cast on my mace, so I'll just lead the way.
Okay, so we'll put Solana first. Oh, and because of those bits, we now have 11 rolls for advantage, 11 advantage die. I've been keeping track of that. So thanks to Chancellor and Misery, we are up to 11 advantage die. And I think what I'm going to call those, I need to get some art done, but I'm going to call those Arkenstones. Anyone know the significance of the Arkenstone?
No.
I think I do. Yeah, I think I do.
Anybody?
Nope.
It's from The Hobbit. It's the Heart of the Mountain.
Yeah.
Yes, Lulu, you got it. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think I'm going to get some sparkly art done. Thanks for the host, Fellowship of the Tables, Andrew. Appreciate that. So you've got 11 advantage dice. So we have Solana going first. Who would like to follow behind Solana?
Ezralyn will.
Okay.
And then I'm behind Ezralyn.
Traveling companions.
Yeah.
Ethan. Okay. Who will go behind Ethan?
Lulu will continue to ride on Ezra's shoulder.
Ezra Lulu. That's right. Yep. Very good. So Shokoli, you will be
I'll take up the back.
the all-important taking up of the rear.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Means Bryphene is in kind of the middle.
So, Solana, you make your way. You pass the secret door after about 15 feet. It's on your right, and you follow the tunnel. And again, these are all you can tell very easily they're finely carved, hewn stone of dwarven make. It's easy to tell. This it's just old and dusty, pretty dim. The passageway continues on about 15 feet, and just like the rest of this temple, it smells dusty. Doesn't smell like moisture musty. It's definitely old and dusty. And the passageway goes 45 degrees to the left, goes about 15 feet, and then goes 45 degrees to the left again. So you're headed due west now. And it abuts into a wall. Roll me a perception, anybody who would like to. Okay. Looks like we might have dropped somebody. Hopefully we'll get them back. With a 10, you feel like you're probably symmetrically, the tunnel you're in is like symmetrically the same as the side you just left. Like you've come kind of the same distance. Right. It's had the same 45 turn. And so that's kind of how it feels think we.
If it matters at all, um, Shokoli got a 15 and Ezra got a 13.
Yeah, you definitely get the same exact sense. Like,
All right.
yeah, very symmetrical, same distance, same thing.
Okay.
Let's search this wall for a secret door.
Probably a
It's
good
just the
idea
same.
since there are more secret doors than walls here.
I'm gonna walk past everybody and just tap on the wall.
Okay.
Look for a secret door.
Yeah, roll me perception. Pardon our cameras. We dropped Lulu. She'll be back. I hope.
18.
Okay. So with an 18, you're easily able to determine that there is a secret door in the wall at the end of this tunnel. Same as the other tunnel where the dwarves just exited.
Okay.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah, secret tunnel. How do I trigger it?
You're able to these doors kind of push and something releases and they open back towards you, which you're able to do that, no problemo. You know where to push based on the secretness, and it's the same type of secret door as the other ones. And the door opens silently on stone pins, and you see before you, you're in the northeast corner of that large temple worship space that had the 4 pillars where the altar stained with blood was. And you easily hear Norbus and Dazzlin scuffling around in the room there.
It looks like we've seen the whole of this temple.
Norbus and Dazzlin are all the way across the room on the south wall, fussing about on the middle of the south wall. And you hear Norbus, "I'm telling you, there's a secret door here. I know I saw it." Dazzlin's, "I don't see any such door." And they're arguing and pushing and shoving a little bit, as they seem to be want to do from time to time. And that's what you see and hear.
They're in the room in front of us, like past the secret door, or they're behind us in the tunnel?
No, they're across the room on the south wall. You're in the northeast corner, and if you look southward through the 4 pillars, you can see them arguing along the south wall across the room.
Okay. So I guess I'll just walk up to them.
Yeah.
Just
You heard-
lean
you-
real
you-
close.
Come here, Shokoli, right? Yeah. You need to look at this wall and tell me if you don't see a secret door. I swear I saw it a minute ago.
Do I see a secret door?
Make a perception check or investigation, whichever you prefer.
Oh, hang on, that's not my dice. Ooh, where? Oh wait, I have inspiration. I will take my inspiration.
Yeah, you could roll inspiration. You could use an advantage roll.
Yeah. I have to claim the advantage roll before I roll.
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
I? Right. So I use my inspiration because I didn't do it. All right. 21.
Nice. Well spent on the inspiration. You do indeed notice those familiar seams around the door. So there is, in fact, a secret door in the wall. Norbus is correct.
Okay. I open that right up. Chink.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to open that up, and behind it is a very dark passageway, a little bit of dim light from the room you're in. But again, it's a very dusty stone tunnel. It only goes about 10 feet and comes to a door.
I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group. Do you want to look at it?
Let's see what's behind the door. As I said, there's probably more of this temple we haven't seen.
This secret door appears to be directly across from the secret door in the north wall that you went through, that took you around into the vestments room and the priest's quarters and all of that, where you found the leather armor hanging and all the desk and the items that you found back there. This is directly across in the south wall.
Okay. I guess if no one else will go first,
Ezra
I will go.
probably
Oh,
will.
you could go ahead.
And I'll go first. What should I do? I will pick up a rock and I'll cast light on it. So I'll take my hand and I'll move it over one of my sunset tattoos. And then just stab my hand a few times, stab my fingers and like put it on a rock and then carry it. Use it as a little flashlight.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So Shokoli's leading the charge.
Very well. Okay. So, Shokoli, you can go down the tunnel to the door. It is not locked if you wish to open it.
I would.
Okay. So it opens, and the tunnel actually goes, as you're looking at it, it goes left down a corridor and right also down a corridor, but that one, just after about 15 feet, turns diagonally to the right. It's quite dark, but your light is shining the way. Very dusty. So left or right?
I'll go right.
Okay. So to the right you go, again, about 15 feet or so, and then the passageway angles and continues on for a number of feet into the darkness.
I continue on.
Okay. So you go about 25 feet, and it angles right again, and now you know that you're facing north. And it goes about 15 feet and dead ends into a wall.
I search the wall.
Okay. Would you like to make a investigation or perception?
Sure. Another 21.
Okay, very good. Easily enough, you locate seams on yet another secret door.
Right. Boop. Open that up.
Yeah, so you work, you find the right spot to press. It gives, it's almost like a little pressure plate releases and the door opens toward you. And it spills out into the main entryway to the temple. If you recall, the area where the two sets of double doors were spiked open, that if you turn right, you're going to go into the temple area that you just left. If you turn left, you'll go back out into that kind of that courtyard open area where the two statues, the entrance to the temple, where you met Daslin and Norbus.
Trigger this for a moment and then turn back into the temple area.
Okay. Did the party follow? I know the dwarves would have been right on your heels. So you could tell they're just so excited and curious and anxious.
Ethan would have gone with her.
Yeah, I would have followed.
I guess Ezra would have gone.
Okay. So you're just going to make the loop and come back into the temple area?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so you easily enough managed to do that.
Out of curiosity, I'd like to go down the same secret door and go left.
Ah, very good. Yeah, you can do that. So you turn left and you go about 20 feet and it comes to a door.
Is it locked?
It is not.
Open it up.
Okay. You open it up and it's a very dark room. It's only about 15 feet square, or so you presume. You're facing due east coming up this tunnel. Again, very dusty. There's no footprints. Nothing's disturbed this dust for what you would guess, a couple of centuries. I mean, it's old and dry. And you open and the room is pitch black except for your light. And you shine it around and it appears to be kind of a storage room. There's some niches carved in the walls, almost like shelves. And so when you shine it around, you can see there are jars of things, there are mounds of things, there's items. Looks like something that was useful at some point on these shelves.
Jars, you say?
Yes. Is everyone kind of behind you or with you?
I would
Yeah,
assume.
I think so.
I kind of thought maybe. I just want to make sure.
Right.
That way when the big explosion-y thing goes off,
Right.
I know who I'm going to kill and just
Changerlin and
Let's
Chocoli
find that.
would like to poke around on the shelves and such and just take a peek and investigate, see what's what.
Okay. Yeah, so you can roll perception. Anybody else coming in there?
I'll definitely go.
Okay.
Ethan goes in.
So anybody that goes in that's looking around, just go ahead and roll me perception. It is dry and dusty in here.
13 and a 10.
Okay, 13 and 10 for Ezra Shokoli. Welcome back, Rebecca. How about Ethan, Rebecca, and or Solana?
Ethan got a 4.
Well, I got a 9.
9.
Or perception. Let's see.
My stuff's real slow today. I don't know what's going on with it.
Come on. I'll land it.
7.
7. Okay. Just looking around, Solana, you recognize, and you, Lulu, as well, even with lower rolls, you recognize that these are probably like spell components and supplies for spell casting and rituals and things. That's basically what you see in here. Shokoli, with your 13, you spy on one of the shelves as you're kind of looking around moving things. You find an interesting bit of gold. It's a disc. It's round. And from one edge of it, there's like a hole through it, and there's a few feathers hanging from it. Why don't you make me a religion or history, whichever you prefer. You all also find a few more of those holy symbols to Abathor, the necklaces with the dagger hanging pommel up, point down. They don't look to be of incredible value or anything, but you do find some of those.
14.
Okay, so the 14, is that religion or history? I guess it doesn't matter.
Religion.
You recognize this right away as it's a holy symbol. But more importantly to you, it is a holy symbol to Utu, the god of the sun. And you were very familiar with this. And in fact, Solana, as Shokoli's holding this and turning it over, you notice one of their tattoos matches this holy symbol.
Okay.
Ooh, this is very exciting. I'm going to take it.
What have you found there? What have you, Dazzlin kind of comes up curiously, not suspiciously, but what have you found there? That looked rather shiny.
It's a holy symbol of a long dead god.
Really? What deity?
Utu.
He looks at you. He's like, no clue. Are you familiar with this deity? Utu, you say?
Yes, Utu. He's the god of the sun.
Oh, it's weird that would be here.
I'm a big fan.
Norbus just kind of... Oh, well, whatever. Okay. That appears to kind of be what this room is maybe a storage for liturgical ritual items, spell components. Like I said, there was a handful of those little necklaces, the holy symbol to Abathor.
No exits out of the room, only the way we came in.
Just the way you came in. Again, the northeast corner of that room has been partially collapsed. Probably a function of, the earthquake / avalanche that Abathor is rumored to have caused.
See, I think Ezra will take some of the spell components if they're still good.
Okay.
And I'm good to go. I found something very exciting. I'm all set.
Norbus kind of looks at you, scratches his beard, picks his nose a little bit, kind of flicks it. So, I guess you're going to want to be keeping that then, huh?
Preferably, I don't need to. I have symbols tattooed into my skin, so. But you know, I'd rather have it so it's not sold.
I see that. No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll be sure to keep track of that. Yeah. Kind of Dazzling kind of makes a note.
Sure.
All right. Well, wow. Shall we go back out to the where what do you want to do? Out to the temple, back outside.
Well, if the passageways are clear of these jellies, I see no need why we need to stay any longer. Go outside.
Just as a point of order, you have not left any doors unopened or tunnels unexplored. You have gone through everything you have, found.
Okay. Well, then we might as well go outside.
So it appears our work here is complete.
Very well. So they kind of backtrack and they go all the way out the long tunnel rather than go back through the temple out to the entryway, the 10-foot wide corridor that if you go right goes back in the temple. If you go left, you go through the other double doors and back out into the open air in the courtyard where the 3 piles of rubble are and the big steps going down. And so the dwarves lead you out there and kind of turn around to face you. They each kind of cop a squat on a pile of rubble that obviously has been used as a seating area. There's a campfire ring. They kind of sit there, and it feels like now that you're back out, it feels like the sun has crossed over. Now the shadows are coming from the west, so they're reflected kind of on the eastern wall of the, which would be the temple face, because the temple is on the eastern wall of this small canyon. So it feels like the sun has crossed all the way over, and it's probably, mid-afternoon, a little bit past mid-afternoon. So, well, thank you. You've definitely made it possible for us to dig through this and see what we can find in this temple, Norbus says.
Yeah, no problem. Glad we could help.
All right, then. So I've made some notes. Dazzlin kind of pulls out this notebook thing in his quill that he's been taking notes in. So shall we split the goods then? He kind of smiles.
Absolutely, that's agreed.
Yep.
Very well. So what all did we get?
Let's see here.
I took some gems in this holy symbol.
We have this elven dagger, a couple of empty scroll tubes with blank paper. You're going to give us the sending stones.
Oh, yes, of course, right away. And they take off the sending stones and hold them out. I don't know who wants them, but that was part of the deal, that they would give you these sending stones, a pair of them, for your help and share in the treasure of whatever you found.
Right.
Norbus kind of looks at Dazzlin after whoever takes the sending stones. I mean, for my part, I think I'd be most interested in any coin or any, we don't really need daggers and scroll tubes. And I think he found 2 daggers. One was a silver dagger with an onyx in the pommel. I think I mentioned maybe about 40 gold piece. And then you got that elven dagger with a sapphire set in the cross piece.
Yep.
Seems I recall a pile of platinum. And he kind of gets this wicked smile on his face.
Wasn't it
We also
ground
left
up?
that. We also left that gem in the statue for you.
Ah, yes. I think, and he looks at Dazzlin. What about you just give us the some or all of the platinum, and you can keep the rest.
Much platinum was there?
There was a pile in a pouch. You'd have to get it down to the exchange, down in Phandalin. You'd have to get it down there at the Lion Shield Coster, and they could exchange it for a coin for you. They'd weigh it out and everything, and give you.
So like
It's kind of raw platinum.
How heavy is it?
It's hefty amount. If you had to, if you took out some coins maybe and weighted you're guessing there may be 12 or 15 platinum pieces there. Maybe a little more, maybe a little somewhere in there.
12 or 15 platinum pieces.
And then I think you have a 50 gold piece diamond.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Maybe.
there was a pile of gems that came out of one of the came out of the pillars.
So that's about 150 gold pieces worth of platinum.
like a good deal. You want just the platinum?
Yeah, we don't have much need for shiny daggers, and there's some holy symbols in the back that we're gonna dig out, and that dead priest had a holy symbol around his neck. We'll probably take that. Those are probably more meaningful than this elven blade and this other dagger. So if you can sell or trade those for value, and you have that beautiful diamond. I think there was a healing potion in there too. You may have already drank it. You may have already consumed it, but does that seem fair?
I'll put it up to the rest of the group, but I'm all for it.
I don't have any problem with that. That seems fair.
I'm fine with that as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Very well. And he in his hand and offers it to a party member who will take it. Boom! Slap.
Shokoli.
Well met. Is it Shokoli? Shokoli. And
Shokoli, yes.
Shokoli. Not good with names. And Dazzlin's just like, And he writes down, makes a note of everything. Well, we're so grateful that you were able to help us with those nasty jellies. Terrible things.
Watch out for the dragon.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to give us a note.
Oh, right. Very well then. Yes, a note indeed. And so he's writing out a note. And as he does that, a large, gnarly-looking black arrow comes flying through the gap in the, that 10-foot-high stone wall that's kind of crumbled. There's a gap in the middle of it that leads into this area. A couple of black arrows, kind of nasty-looking, come flying back into your area. And you hear, what languages do people speak?
Celestial, Infernal, and Common.
I speak Goblin, Elvish.
Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Goblin. Ezrealin speaks Common and Orc.
Okay. Ezrealin hears you all hear this guttural, and Ezrealin looks up and says, "Orcs. Orcs are upon us. Take cover." And so what you have, let me describe the area you're in. You have, you're kind of all standing on the upper platform. There's 3 steps going up. It's 30 feet wide by 10 feet deep, and then the steps go down and down and down to the ground level. So you're on this raised 30 by 10 foot dais. There's a 10-foot wide passageway behind you. Double doors are 5 feet inside of that. You have the 2 statues on either side of the passageway. You have a big pile of rubble that's give or take 5 foot square, probably about 12 feet high. It couldn't be 12 feet. That would be impossible geometrically. 5 foot square and maybe 4 or 5 feet high, just kind of a pile of rubble straight in the center of that dais that you're on, kind of on the steps. And then there are 2 more rubble piles, and straight ahead from that dais is the opening. And you hear a couple more arrows, you hear footfall, and you hear these guttural voices. And I'm going to ask you all to roll for initiative, please.
All right. Ethan's got a 13.
16 for Lark.
Lulu was 20.
22 for Shokoli, and a natural 1 for Ezralyn, making it a 2.
Natural 20 for Shokoli?
No, natural 18, but
Or a
22.
20, I mean 22. Somebody said a 20 or 21.
That was
Ooh.
Cranio rolling in with the big bits. My dude, thank you very much. Too generous. That'll be 2 more advantage die, 2 more Archonstones for the party. Thank you so much for that, Cranio, and 23 on your roll. Lulu, what did you have?
Like 20.
That's what I heard. Okay, so you are all standing on the dais. The 2 dwarves hear the word orcs, and they scuttle up the tunnel, panicking. What would you like to do? Shokoli, you have the first action as you start to see some of these, and it'll show up here after the delay. You'll get to see it. But pouring in through the door are a number of these creatures. Just let me know when you can see it. But again, Ezralyn says orcs. They're wielding great axes, and they also have javelins strapped to their backs, and 2 of them are holding short bows that they have fired. Can you guys all see the lovely orc?
Yep.
no.
Yeah. I just covered Shokoli's face with an orc. Sorry, Shokoli.
How many of them are there?
Right now you see a total of 4, but it sounds like more may be coming through.
Awesome.
So
And they're grunting and
Right.
groaning and they are on you in that space now. So basically, Shokoli, the closest orc is probably. Let me get back over to my map. I would say probably about 20 feet from you, moving in your direction.
20 feet. Alright, that's no problem at all. Alright. Here we go. Got my fist ready. Alright, I'm gonna run up with 20 feet of my movement. Take out my quarterstaff, and I'm just gonna smack it in the face.
Okay. So you step up and go ahead and roll me an attack roll to take a swing at this. And, he's got the tusks in his lower jaw and snarling. They look like they're wearing maybe hides and things for coverings and armor. Looks like maybe they're tribal markings, that sort of thing.
Okay. What did I roll? 25.
Okay, that's a hit.
Yep. Okay. 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and then I'm going to use a key point and do flurry of blows.
Cool. Monk it up.
First strike. Big miss, probably 6. That's a 9.
That is a miss.
All right. Second hit. 20 something.
That's a hit.
All right. Get my D4. There it is.
As
That
Shokoli,
is 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, so this guy's looking really rough. He's still up, but you've definitely got his head spinning. You that first quarterstaff went right across his jaw, and you can already see it starting to discolor and swell. It's likely that you broke the jaw. One of the fangs has snapped off, and he just howls in absolute rage as his companions fill the space that you're in. You guys are above. Man, thank you for the sub, Cranio. That means more than you can ever know. I appreciate that so much, buddy. So that sub will get you up to a total of 14 advantage die. So that could come in handy in combat here. Maybe it will keep you all alive. Thanks for doing that, buddy. I appreciate that, Cranio. You are the man. Okay, so when I say fill this chamber, again, you're on this. You're above these guys by about only about 8 feet. They're not really high steps, and they come in, and they're basically kind of facing you, and there's 6 of them total, it appears to be. No more are issuing in. So Shikoli has hammered one of them. Next in the initiative order is Lulu. What would you like to do?
Okay. I was just gonna whip out our short bow. And go for a hit if she can. 21 to hit.
Yeah, you're gonna fire your bow. Go ahead.
Yeah, 21.
Oh, 21. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Yes, that is a good hit. So your arrow finds purchase in the shoulder of this just huge, behemoth, stinky, nasty orc.
7 damage.
Okay. So the arrow just embeds into his shoulder, almost up to the fletching, and it howls, and this black ichor starts to run, and the shoulder kind of goes limp. So he has to drop his great axe, and he's kind of trying to grab a javelin. Anything else you'd like to do, Lulu? You do, in your mind's eye picture, you do have a large pile of rubble right in the center of this platform. On the front edge, it's kind of going down the stairs. You could use that for cover, whatever. That's a thing there. I just want to make you aware of that rubble pile.
How far would the top of that pile be from her?
You could easily get to the top of that pile in your move, and that would put you almost like
she'll do that.
That would put you 15 feet above where the orcs are. So they would have to climb after you to get up at you. And they're distance-wise.
She'll do that.
They're probably still a good 15 feet from the party distance-wise. Okay.
Yeah, she'll do that.
Very good. Next in line will be the orcs. And I've got 6 of them. So the one that you just shot with an arrow is going to attempt to throw his javelin at you.
Cool.
All right. Does a 24 hit you?
Yeah.
All right. 6 piercing damage as this javelin comes through the air at you, and on your way up, is going to hit you. And you're going to have partial cover as you get up this thing, but he rolled so high that's easily going to hit you.
Ew.
Ew. Next orc is going to take a swing at Shikoli for the beating he just took. Does with his huge notched great axe, does a 17 hit?
Just hits.
Okay, that is 12 slashing.
Okay.
Next orc is going to step up, close the distance, and come after Ezralyn. Does an 8 hit?
No.
Okay. So this one is... Okay, Solana, you have an orc coming at you, wielding a great axe, drooling and spitting and slobbering. Does a 21 hit?
That'll hit.
All right, so with a mighty swing, you take 4 damage, slashing from a notched,
Ouch.
gnarly-looking great axe. Who do we have left here? We have Ethan. He's going to close the distance, swing at you. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
4 damage. You guys are lucky I'm rolling low. 4 slashing damage from a great axe. And I'm going to say the other orc is, there's other 2 piles of rubble in this room. So if you're up on that dais looking out, there's the one in the center, and then there's one down on the floor on each side. And he is rounding one of those with his bow and arrow, and he's going to take a shot and miss. Yeesh. Okay. We are to Solana.
All right. The one that Lulu attacked, I'm going to try and cast Ray of Sickness.
Very good.
Let's see, that's 21.
Yeah, that hits.
To hit. All right. So let's see if 2d8 of damage. So that's 10 damage.
Okay. Describe for me your ray of sickness and how it dispatches the orc that threw the javelin at Lulu.
So basically, Solana, in a very surprisingly unladylike fashion, just like belts out this like putrid black gas, and it just like goes straight into the orc's nose and his mouth and his even tear ducts and just fills him until like he just falls.
Nice, yeah. And he just inhales this and topples over, crumples to the ground, and his orc mates all kind of seem a little bit stunned by that, and redouble their efforts to combat with you. Anything else you'd like to do, Solana?
Let me see.
You do have one in melee with you.
I think that's all I'm gonna do for my turn.
Okay. Very good. All right. Let's go on to Ethan.
Yes. So there's one on me.
Yep.
Is there? I think I'm gonna cast a spell. Is there? And my spell is gonna have like a 20-foot, kind of a 20-foot sort of radius. So I want to encompass the one that's in front of me. Will I get any of the others?
You can get another one with that. Yeah, you can easily get two within. In fact, let me consult my map here. I would say you could get 3 of them in your spell.
I am going to cast Sleep.
Okay.
And I'm going to take he's going to reach into his pouch and he's going to pull out a live cricket and he's going to hold the cricket up and he's going to start waving his hands and chanting the words of magic. And as the words of magic start to cast, the cricket slowly disintegrates into a fine dust, which Ethan then goes and casts the sleep spell.
Nice.
And as he casts it, he yells out in common, "Die!" and casts the sleep spell.
Nice. So I need to make wisdom saves?
I don't think there's a save.
Or is it just a matter of the total of hit points?
I roll the hit points.
Okay.
And then you subtract hit points from, I think, the lowest of the group first or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's 5d8. 20.
So 20 total hit points. So the one that Shokoli is fighting just falls in a slump. The one that's right in front of you also goes down.
Oh, thank God.
And there's one deceased. So there are now simply 3 that are up and awake. 2 are sleeping. The one that was severely injured by Shokoli is one, and the one that was on you.
So now that there's none on me, I want to duck behind that pile of rubble, use that as some cover.
Okay, very good. You can do that.
That would be my turn.
That's going to give you like half cover.
Okay.
As you duck behind. Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
That brings us to Ezralyn.
Okay, I forget. So 2 are unconscious. Does that give Ezralyn any like attack bonus?
They're prone. Let me check the sleep condition. They're prone, so that should give her advantage if she attacks one of the prone ones. Pretty sure that's how that's going to go.
Unconscious, incapacitated, falls prone. Yes.
It's advantage, isn't it?
Yes, and
Yeah.
any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if she's within 5 feet.
Right. Yep. Okay, so I am assuming she's going after the unharmed one that's sleeping?
Yeah, she'll do that. Alright, she's gonna get within 5 feet. Obviously.
Yep. Yeah, oh yeah.
And,
That's not going to be a problem.
alright, let me pull up her attacks. Alright. Ha! Fuck. Alright, what's she got here? 13.
13 is a hit.
Yes. Awesome.
So that's a crit. So it's max damage plus mod. And then
Okay.
roll the damage die again and add that to that max damage.
Okay, so that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
It is
18,
down.
19, 20.
Yeah, so describe for me how she dispatches this slumbering orc.
Alright, she just walks up to it and then just like takes her great sword, raises it up, and stabs him through the chest.
Yeah, and ichor and just flows out of it, and it just lays there and expires.
Alright,
Doesn't even know what hit it.
excellent.
That's why I picked her as my traveling companion.
Yeah, nice. Nice. I would like to throw Ethan an inspiration on that spell description. That was very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I already have one.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw one at... you can have a total of 2. I'm going to throw one at Solana as well. Very good. In fact, Lulu should get one too. She had a very nice one earlier, so that's 3 inspos right in one shot. Okay, we're back to the top of the order now. Shokoli, there is 1 asleep that you pummeled heavily. 2 are dead. 3 are up unscathed.
Okay, I'm going to attack the one right in front of me,
Okay. Is that the sleeping one or just a new fresh one?
the sleeping one
Okay.
that I attacked earlier.
Yep. So roll with advantage.
Oh yeah, it just occurred to me I never rolled advantage for Ezrealin, but it hit anyway, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever.
Attack with my quarterstaff, 14 to hit.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, two-handed. Where's my...
And that's a crit because it's sleeping. So tell me how you end this thing.
I just raise my staff up and I smack it so hard in the face that his skull caves in.
Nice. Just so you all hear just this disgusting crush of bone as Shokoli rams the end of their quarterstaff into the side of this thing's skull, and it just collapses. And you see the other 3 are like, a little bit disturbed by this. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, I would like to run up to the remaining orc who's not asleep and undamaged.
Okay, yeah, there's 3 of those.
Oh, there's 3.
Yeah, there's 3 dead and 3 up.
Oh, I thought there were only 4 orcs.
Nope, there were 6. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So one of those bad boys. I'm gonna run up, and I'll spend another key point to do flurry of blows. And as I run up, I try to do a flying kick.
Nice.
Yeah, 13.
13 hits, exactly.
Right.
So you see Shokoli flying through the air, gaining an inspiration from the Dungeon Master as they aim a poised, deadly kick to the chest of this orc. Hit me with some damage.
Yeah, okay. 5 damage.
Okay.
And then my second attack, another just roundhouse kick to the face.
Oof.
Natural 20.
All right.
Boom. Nice. Man, well-earned
Right.
inspiration.
So 8 plus another 4, 12.
Monks doing what monks do. So you fly through the air, jab this thing in the chest with a kick, come down, and then snap that same leg up in a roundhouse, and you hear as his neck snaps.
All right.
And he drops.
Love me some lizard monk.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do? I mean, from where I'm sitting, I think that's quite enough, but
I think that's all I can do.
Monks have a way of
all I can
wrecking a dungeon master's life.
Yes, they do.
That's awesome.
Just wait until I get like some really cool stuff.
Yeah. All right, very good. Lulu, you are perched near the top of your comfortable rubble pile. You just watched Shokoli kill 2 of these things. One was fresh, one was sleeping. What would you like to do? There are 2 unscathed orcs that are kind of looking at each other, kind of almost look like they're going into almost like a blind rage now that they've seen their companions fall in such quick succession.
Lulu will do another short bow attack.
Okay. Make your attack.
22.
Nice. That's a good hit. Roll me some damage.
4.
4 damage. Okay. So you hit one. It kind of scutters under its ribs as it's got its great axe in the air. Kind of war crying. And you open up a slice through the hide armor. And the arrow kind of gets caught in its hide and drops to the floor after doing its damage. Anything else you'd like to do, Lulu?
Yeah, in response to its war cry, she's going to like kobold roar back at it.
Roar. Compared to the orc, right? Nice. Very good. It just kind of cocks its head and looks at you kind of... Yeah, okay. And we are back to the orcs. I have 2 orcs left. One is going to take on Shokoli. Appears to be kind of the greatest threat. Does a 12 hit? Okay. The other one is going to try to climb up the rubble pile to come after Lulu since you just shot it with an arrow. And it's going to have to attack at disadvantage because it's crawling up this loose rubble pile coming at you. I would say that Solana, you could take attack of opportunity at this thing because it's cruising by you as it goes for Lulu.
I'm definitely going to do that. Okay. Nice. I got a 20.
Okay.
So
Hit me with some damage. So that's max plus your mod and then another die roll. Add that all up. And this is the one that Lulu had damaged.
so 10 damage with my sickle.
Nice. Describe for me how you end this orc as he's scrambling up the, he kind of lumbers past you to scramble up this rubble pile. Loose rock and debris is falling. Lulu, I'm picturing you kind of cowering back, trying to use the top of this thing to aid your armor class. Tell me how this looks, Solana.
Basically, I hook his leg with my sickle to pull him back down. In the process, cutting off his foot, and he just bleeds out.
Nice, yeah. And he howls and screams, just like bloody murder that you've done this. And his compadre turns. His turn is over, so he can't take movement. But he turns to head for the gap in the stone wall. And we are to Ethan's turn.
Yeah.
No, you skipped my turn.
No.
I did skip your turn. I apologize. Go ahead and take your turn. I got so excited about your opportunity attack, I mistook that for your turn.
I'm going to do, let's see. Is this guy damaged already?
No, he is fresh
All right.
and trying to exit the building.
How far away is he from me?
You could take your about half your movement. He's about 15 feet.
All right, I'm going to run up him, spin him around if I can, put my whole hand on his face, and cast inflict wounds.
Nice. Okay, so make an attack roll.
Okay, let's see. 20.
All right. Are you rolling a small boulder? Is that one of your metal die?
No, I'm just rolling on a glass table.
Oh, okay. Thing sounds like it weighs about 8 pounds.
It does.
I like it.
No.
So max damage plus a die roll.
Wait, so if max damage would be all 3 of the d10s that I have to roll for this?
Okay, yeah. So describe for me how this guy goes down. That's an easy insta kill. Yeah.
Basically, I just put my palm on his face and cuts just start opening up all along his body until he's basically more ripped up flesh than he is a person anymore.
Yeah, so
and he just sort of falls to the ground.
Yeah, you turn this guy into hamburger.
He's in a mess.
Yeah, and everything goes quiet. You're out of initiative.
Olive just staring in the background.
So you have these 6 dead orcs. All is quiet.
That was Just gonna shake the blood off my hand and be like, that was gross.
Lulu scampers down the pile and jumps onto your shoulder. Solana. Like, you think that was awesome?
Hey,
Thank you.
Solana, what the fuck?
What do you mean?
What the hell? What was that?
That was a spell.
Holy shit.
You
And I just turned around and started
I
whistling
can
through a
spell.
bunch of the orcs' corpses.
might want to use a stick for this one. He's a little goopy.
Noted.
Nice. Yeah, so you can roll the bodies and search, and most of what you find are bits of bone and stones and sticks. A couple of jagged knives on belts. You know, they're all the weapons. They all have a great axe. 4 of them have javelins. 2 of them have short bows. All the weapons are pretty jagged and gnarly. They're not finely crafted weapons by any stretch. They all seem to be bearing similar markings like face paints or arm paints, similarly colored. It looks like stained cloth, tied around a knee or an arm, feathers. So you assume maybe they're tribal indications, like these guys are all together. You managed to gather 27 copper, 12 silver, and 8 gold. So somebody wants to write that down
Got it.
from the bodies.
Alright.
How much silver?
12.
12 silver, 8 gold,
12.
and 27 copper.
Gotcha. Noted.
Well, that was weird. What do you think do you think they wanted anything, or it's like they're people?
The 2 dwarves kind of come out of hiding. They were in the tunnels. They come out. Likely here to steal our treasure, of course. Damn orcs. Probably come down out of the mountains or something.
Evelyn's eyes.
Or
twitching in the
perhaps you're
background.
in their or perhaps you're in their territory and they see this as a threat to their home and they were defending their families. Perhaps that. Have you ever
We've been up
considered
here.
that?
We've been up here over a month. Haven't seen a sign of an orc. And you recall that the initial entry into this canyon, before you got into this courtyard, on the other side of the stone wall was that small settlement with a few buildings and such that had been all dug out and excavated. Piles of rubble everywhere. So it would stand to reason that he's probably, telling you the truth. They had to have been up here for at least a month to get all that debris and shit cleared away and opened up into the temple as far as they've gotten.
Still, racist statements like that are not welcome.
Well, that's what they
People
do.
are people.
They
Yes,
plunder
and
and
dwarves
kill and steal.
and dwarves dig things up, get drunk, and sacrifice people to a greed god.
Well, that would be bad dwarves. We don't do that.
Well, kobolds all live in caves. Not this kobold.
You cannot make sweeping generalizations about a race of people based on the sole actions of a few, is my point.
Okay, well, those orcs looked like they were here to steal stuff because they shot at us. He just
That is fair.
looks
but
at you very plainly.
That is fair. I just appreciate generalizations about one type of people.
Okay.
Moving on, I think we're done here.
Probably time
Probably.
to consider going back to Phandalin.
It
Yes,
is
but-
probably late afternoon, maybe close to supper time. You know that you are probably, I can put that regional map back up for you. If you look at each hex is about 5 miles. And again, you all are down and it'll take a second while the delay. You all are down here where the tip of the cursor is. So you've got a good, 3 hexes to get back to Phandalin. So it's probably going to take you... where do I have that? Hang on a second. So, it's probably going to take you 5 hours to get back to Phandalin. So it'll be dark by the time you get back if you set out now. It will have probably been dark for an hour or two, give or take.
Well, we better get going.
Yep, sounds good to me. Suppose we'll probably have to turn in our notes tomorrow.
Oh yes, all right, very well. And Daslin kind of starts to write this note for you, because that's kind of what he was starting in on when you were interrupted so rudely by arrow fire, and he tears it out of his parchment thing, and here you are. That should do it.
Who has the one from Adabra?
I do.
Alright. So Nana, how about you take that?
Gladly. Well, our work here plus extra work is done. Let's away back to Phandalin. And she just could not speed walk away from these dwarves fast enough.
All right, well, thank you again. Just tell old Harbin, thanks for the warning, but I'm sure it'll be fine up here.
Well, if the dragon comes, probably don't call us, but good luck. And I walk after Solana.
Lulu is still riding on Solana's shoulder, but she'll whisper in Solana's ear, Lulu, not surprised if Dwarf could eat first.
Okay. So you're able to make your way back through the ruins that are beyond the courtyard. You just kind of pick your way through there and back out of the canyon. And, within an hour, you're back down into grasslands. So you're just going to make your way back to Phandalin, I presume?
Yep.
Okay. So it's a pretty quiet journey. I don't know if you want to do some role play, but it is grasslands from here to Phandalin. You will skirt the very foothills of the Sword Mountains. You are in the westernmost end of the Sword Mountains now, and you're going to cross kind of a grassy plain. You're able to follow game trails, that sort of thing, back, much like you did coming out here when you went straight up to see Adabra Gwyn. And so you're in fairly tall grasses, a few trees here and there. You'll pass a couple small waterways, creeks, if you will, for water. So if anybody needs to do that on your way, but feel free if you have any RP you want to do on your travels. Now would be a great time to do that.
As we're leaving and Solana has left quickly, I'm going to hang back with Shokoli and Ezra, and I'm going to say, I have some concerns about our new friend Solana.
Are they?
Well, twice. Remember that tiefling from a couple of nights ago that accosted me in the tavern? Remember, Jarvis?
Vaguely, I think your memory of it is a little skewed.
And I don't think so. He accosted me in the tavern. I'm sure you remember. Anyway, twice, she has spoken to me in his voice. Twice. Do you know much about devils and demons?
That is a good question. Do I? I know an adequate amount.
Well, I consider myself to be an expert on this topic. And I believe that our friend Solana may have some issues with devils. Sometimes tieflings serve devils, a lord or master. I'm concerned that she may be possessed by a devil.
It is true. Some tieflings do this, but so does every other race.
It's not a question of race. It's a question of concern, and if I'm right, we're in grave danger. I'm telling you this so that we can be on guard. I've already predicted I know it's difficult to believe that I see the future. However, I have already predicted that Ezra and I would be traveling companions, and here we are to this very day. I also predicted that her weapon would fail her, and indeed, in the temple, it failed her. Now I am telling you that there may be trouble here with our new friend Solana. I'm not sure she knows that she's possessed by this Jarvis. But I think we have to be careful.
Well, I guess I can neither confirm nor deny.
The words you are looking for are, yes, Ethan, you are correct. We should be on our guard.
Well, I don't know. So far, your predictions about me have been dead wrong.
Listen, making predictions, interpreting the future, is not like, say, interpreting dwarvish opera. Interpreting the future, looking into the future, it's not predictable like dwarven opera, nor are the characters one-dimensional. It takes work. So you may not believe that I have this gift, but trust me, you are not the first to believe that, and you won't be the last to believe that. But I believe we must be careful here. I'm an expert in these matters. We must be careful.
You're an expert in demonic possession?
I'm an expert in most things devils and demons, trust me.
And why is that?
Well, sometimes you come across things called books. You should try it. You'll learn a lot about the world around us. I'm a learned young man.
Are you trying to imply that I'm...
Of course not. No, not at all. I'm just telling you, I know about these things. She presents a possible danger. Why would she speak to me in that voice twice? It's almost as if Jarvis is taunting me. In fact, the second time in the temple, when he spoke to me, I said to him, "You're possessing this poor woman." And his response was, "Ha ha ha, that's not the half of it." What more evidence do you need?
Well, how about this? If you're so concerned, why don't I ask her about it? Or would that be too...
Sure, let's tip the devil off that we know he's there. That's a good idea. I think the better course of action is for us to be cautious and to watch and to make sure we know what's really going on. I don't think she's involved. I think she has no idea. But I think we must be careful, and we must help her if we can.
Okay.
She just melted an orc.
Yes.
I mean, that seems fairly extraordinary, doesn't it?
It does. I don't know if it's connected to this tiefling fellow, because Solana, I've come to find over the past day, is can be surprisingly unsettling at times. But I'm all for it.
I don't know the answer. I'm just raising the question based on what I've seen and what I know. And what I know is that devils operate at times in this world, and they do so for their own reasons. Sometimes they find it convenient to operate through someone else. That someone else might be Solana. And if that's happening, we are possibly in danger.
So you want us to watch, and you don't want us to perform like a surprise exorcism
Well,
or anything?
I'm not a fan of surprise exorcisms.
I mean, who is?
Let's just be cautious. Let's watch, see where this goes. But I am concerned. It's unnatural that Jarvis's voice would come from her twice. Something's wrong. Something's not right.
I do agree with that.
I hope I'm wrong about this.
Yeah.
It is unlikely, but I hope that I'm wrong.
Well, I guess it's one of two things. Either Solana is secretly a huge asshole, or she is actually possessed by this Jarvis fellow.
Hopefully there's a third option that we haven't figured out yet. But let's be on our guard.
Okay. I will be on my guard. Ezerlin will be on her guard. If the moment to strike ever comes,
You'll be the first to know.
we'll be the first to know. Okay.
I'll give you the signal.
What's the signal?
I'll tell you when I've thought of it.
Think of the signal. Okay.
Yes, I'll work on that. And then we'll come up with it. And if it's time to strike, we'll strike. But chances are striking at a devil lord would be, not a good idea.
Well, you think he's that high ranking?
Well, honestly, we seem like a pretty good group, and we cleared an ancient dwarven temple of a couple of jellies. I'm not sure we'd fare too well against a low-ranking devil at this point. So let's be careful.
You got it, chum.
Good. I knew I picked the right traveling companions. I could see it in my vision.
You sure did. Boys, it's been a great talk.
Yes, we'll have to do it again. And he'll just sort of drift off and walk ahead.
I'm gonna.
As soon as he leaves, I'm just gonna look at Ezreal like, fuck. And just follow after.
Well, they're having a conversation, and I'm kind of fuming. I'm gonna look back and see Ethan talking to them, and just lean in and be like, "Hey, Lulu, can I tell you something? I'm concerned about Ethan."
Oh,
Well, it's happened twice now, but for some reason, when he talks to me, on occasion, I will black out and then come to, and he will look utterly terrified of me. And I'm not quite sure. I think he's trying to hex me or something.
what hex?
Bad spell that could hurt me. A curse, really.
Ethan is weird.
Very. Even by my eyes.
Lulu standard's very low for weakness. But very weird.
Point is, if you catch doing it, you should attack him. Or try to stop him from cursing me. I don't know when it happens, or maybe we should come up with a sign.
Lulu feel like Solange instigating group war?
I'm not instigating anything. I'm just concerned because when I talk to this gentleman in the heat of battle, I black out. That doesn't seem healthy, does it?
Lulu Cobalt. Lulu not know much about healthy for non-kobolds.
Okay, well, just if you see him doing anything unusual in a way that would hurt you care about, and I hope I fall under that umbrella.
Lulu knew you for 5 hours. But yes.
Thank you. Just keep an eye on him, and if you see him do that to anyone else, let me know.
Lulu will try, but Lulu often distracted by jerky.
Okay, Lulu, good talk.
Ooh, great talker.
Yes. Lulu is best at talking and healing, so I will keep you close. Because to be quite frank, I feel a bit of a failure in my profession.
Lulu just like pats your head.
As you're strolling along, the prevailing wind out of the southwest pushes in waves across the grass. It's this coolest sensation. You can hear the seedy heads of the grass rattling together, and you see the wind crossing like in waves, amber waves of grain almost, except they're not amber, they're more green. But the sun is definitely setting behind you in the west as you make your way eastward. Hey, Sabrina, what's going on? Thank you for the bits. Woo!
Hey.
Awesome. Boom. Thank you so much. And it's just peaceful out here. It's quiet. The grass is taller than Lulu. In places it's maybe almost 5 feet tall. There's, again, the occasional small copse of trees. By small, I mean 3 or 4 trees kind of clumped together, usually near a depression with water in it or a little stream. But it's so far, the first couple hours have gone by quite peacefully.
Hey, Talantra.
Yeah.
Did you know there is things such as underground basket weaving? She motions to all the very tall grasses around her.
Does it really matter if you're underground when you do basket weaving?
Kobold's good at it.
Do you know how to weave a basket?
Lulu is not part of that group.
Right.
Lulu see it.
Well, what else did you see? I haven't really had the chance to observe kobold culture in their, say, natural environment. They're a bit more hostile than my usual subjects.
Yeah, kobolds can be a little bit. Yeah.
What was it like living with them? Do you remember?
Been 2 years. Lulu took care of eggs.
You took care of the babies. That's adorable.
Lulu named all of them.
Oh, what were some of their names?
Flu, Skrunklebutt, Skitterbug, Flaffapant.
Okay, Skittles. All right. Did any of them hatch?
All of them hatch.
Well,
Lulu a good foster bird.
I'm sure you were very good, but you did say you left, so I wasn't sure if perhaps you left before the eggs hatched.
And Lulu just goes quiet for a little bit. Lulu not mean to leave by purpose.
Why did you leave then? If you don't want to talk about it, Lulu, I understand. Sometimes people keep secrets because they don't want to remember things.
Look, Bug, And she jumps out, comes down from Solana's shoulder, and goes after him, book on the road.
Well, now I'm by myself.
In the distance,
Hey, hey, where's Lulu?
She's chasing a bug.
What kind?
I don't know. Ask her.
big beetle!
Catch it.
Lulu,
And what good is she? Honestly. Oh yeah. By the way, hey DM, how's my axe speak meat looking?
Oh yeah.
Does it look pretty
It's
nasty?
it's all wrapped up and so forth. It's fine. You're lugging it along. Yeah.
Ethan's gonna throw his hands to his head and go and look all panicky, and he's gonna look around.
What?
Oh, I thought I heard something, but surely I didn't.
Is it the voices in your heads again? Do we
There's
need
no-
to make a secret word for you two?
There's no voices in my head. I'm sure it was nothing.
So you don't even have a conscience? Ethan,
Well, I guess we'll see.
I guess we will.
I just sense great danger around
Lulu.
us.
Yes.
We should hurry back to town. I sense danger.
Lulu bolts out of the grass at that moment near Shikoli and Ethan, holding a big beetle in her mouth, and runs over to Ethan and drops it on his boot and then runs back to Solana.
She drops the beetle in his boot.
Yep,
Yeah.
on his boot. Yep. It's all slobbery and stuff and dead.
On Ethan's boot.
Yep.
That wasn't the danger I sense.
Well, are you going to do anything with that?
Would you like it?
I would, actually.
I'll pick the beetle up and hand it to her. Be my guest.
I eat it. And then I keep walking.
Perfect.
It's so comforting to be surrounded by all of you amidst all this danger.
You know, Ethan, you might be right.
I think you can delete the word might from that sentence.
Well, we'll see. As you said, the future is uncertain.
Well, interpreting the future is uncertain. The actual future is quite certain. It's interpreting it that's difficult.
What is so certain about the future that changes all the time?
Eventually, all of us will die. That is certain.
That's true.
What's harder to predict or to see is how that might happen. Perhaps that beetle you just ate is poison. Perhaps a little while ago, that orc's great axe would have found its mark. Perhaps a white dragon will destroy us. I don't know. It's hard to predict. I see glimpses of the future. As I see more glimpses, more become clear.
Let me ask you a question. Maybe you have the answer, since you are a future seer, as it were. Um, do you think I'll ever see my friend again, my good friend?
I don't know.
More uncertainty.
Well, this is something I haven't ever considered. I don't know.
Would you have to look at it specifically, tune in?
I have visions.
Mm.
I see things I've never seen. I've never seen anything about you, so I don't know. Might I see something about you in the future? Perhaps.
Ooh, so I'm a mystery. Exciting.
Well, but without mystery, life would be boring.
Yes, it would.
But I don't know. If I had a vision about that, I would share it with you. But again, interpreting a vision is not an easy thing to do.
This is like when you have a fever dream and suddenly your head turns into like a bird and it flies away, but you're still on the ground.
Have you ever had a nightmare?
Yes. Like that for you?
That's what it's like.
Oh, that sounds terrible. No wonder you're so like, oh.
Well, if I have a vision that's relevant to you, I'll share it with you.
I'd appreciate it. If I ever have a vision, probably less helpful, but I will tell you as well.
Great. We'll share visions. We'll be vision buddies.
Sure.
It'll be good.
Yes.
Good. Remain vigilant. Danger surrounds us, even now.
Hey, well, there's something in the glass behind us.
I think the danger we face at the moment, we can't see, but it's there. It's there.
Like it's invisible.
It's there. We just can't see it, but it's there.
Wait, Lulu's still in the grass?
And Lulu ran back to Solana.
Just making sure. Hey, there's some shady shit going on back here. Like, stuff moving in the grass.
Lulu will run back
a 9
to
perception.
Lulu will run back towards Ethan and Zakolti then.
Oh wait, Ezra is there too. Should I roll
yeah.
for Ezra as well? Alright. 18. Wait, let me double check that. 18. Okay.
I know.
That's the sound that it makes.
Stream kitty.
Alright. Ezra's just gonna take out her great sword. Just be ready and look around. Like, hey, there's something in the grass. Someone skirting around us. Gray fur.
Can Lulu roll perception? She's back with them now.
Yeah, now that she said something, you can. Anybody who would like to can roll perception.
Ooh, I'll do that. So good at these
Oh,
rolls.
15!
Yeah, I got a 5.
Hey, Ethan, you're like,
Let's see. I got an
8, Solana?
18.
18. Yeah, so you and Lulu definitely see grass moving off to the right side of the party and even in front of the party. And I'm going to have you roll initiative.
Oh no.
Real quick, hit myself with some healing hands.
Okay.
Enter initiative.
How many points?
Just 2.
Okay.
Just 2 little points.
Could be
Ethan
the.
got a.
Go ahead.
Ethan got a 13.
Could be the 2 points that save your life. You never know.
Lulu is 23. Natural 20 with that.
Nice.
Solana's got 16.
Right. Ezralyn is 7. Shokoli is 17.
Okay. So Lulu, with your perception, you can see glimpses of. You see like something low in the grass, maybe a large dog or something like that, or a huge fox, small bear, some animal coming at the party from the right side. You got a glimpse of gray fur, and it's probably 20 feet off and closing.
Okay, definitely bigger than Lulu though, right?
What's that?
Definitely bigger than Lulu.
How tall does Lulu stand? Refresh my memory.
2 feet.
2 feet?
2 feet.
Yeah, this thing probably, its shoulder is probably up to your head. It's large compared to you. Yeah, it's alarming, perhaps.
Okay. Lulu will pull out her spear and stalk towards the grass, keeping herself on guard.
Okay. Yeah, so you know that this thing is about 20 feet away. You've seen a couple of glimpses of gray fur, and it's coming at you. So are you going to run to it? Like, try to attack
She's
it?
going to stalk. She's going to stalk towards it, not attack it yet, just like spear at the ready, on guard.
Okay.
Curl up. Trying to look as menacing as she can.
Okay, are you holding an action?
Yeah, holding an action to attack if need be.
Okay, very good. After Lulu
if it
comes,
attacks Lulu, she'll attack back.
yeah, like if it got into your space, you would be able to attack it, and then it would get its turn. Shokoli.
Yeah.
You have noticed behind you the grass moving a little bit and then stopping. You've had the sense for a while now that you're being watched, and now you feel like maybe you're being tracked or stalked. And Ezra kind of confirmed that when she said she saw some gray fur back there. Again, probably about 20 feet.
Okay. I will turn around so my back is to the group. And I will also hold my action so that if it attacks us, I will attack. And I'm just going to just growl low in my throat.
Okay.
Just wait.
You growl like audibly?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this grass is matting its way towards you. And it stops for a second and you hear a low growl back. And then Lulu, you hear a growl in front of you. Next up is Solana.
Alright, let's see. What am I doing? I'm going to need one of the creatures closest to us to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. There's one, Lulu has wandered off. She's probably gone about 5 feet, kind of slowly creeping. And now that everybody's kind of on alert and looking, you can see where the grass is moving, like something is in it moving towards you. And everything is within. There's something at the front of the party as well, and they're all equidistant, about 15 feet. So would you like to hit 1, 2, or 3? 1 in front, 2 to the right, 3 in the rear behind Shikoli. The closest one to you is probably the one in the front.
One in front, then.
Okay. And you said a wisdom save.
Yep.
Oh boy. 3. So probably not a pass.
All right, so it did not pass. So I give command for it to flee, and it has to spend its turn moving away as fast as possible.
Okay. Is this something you have to be able to see? Like a creature you can see?
Yeah, shit.
Because this thing is down in the grass. You know there's something there. So if you want to rethink your action, I would be more than happy to grant you that boon. Absolutely.
I'm going to just cast Ray of Sickness towards something.
Okay. That's a ranged spell. Not
Yep,
like you
that's a
have
ranged
to
spell.
see. So you can just blast
Nope.
it into the grass. Okay.
Yep.
So Ray of Sickness it is.
That's going to be an 11.
Yeah, so your Ray of Sickness disappears into the grass. And again, kind of like that smoke that you described earlier, or that gas that comes out, the grass kind of disperses it. And the whatever it is coming closer, not at a run, but advancing toward you.
Shit. Well, that's all I can do.
Okay. Ethan.
Well, I was standing near Shikoli because I was talking to her. So I can see what she sees.
Yeah, I mean, now that everybody else is kind of gone on alert, these weapons are being drawn, you can tell there's obviously something stalking the party. If you're back there with Shokoli, you're going to see the one that's in the grass behind the party.
So I'm gonna use one of our Arcane Stony things.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost at the one that Shikoli is.
Okay, so you attack with advantage.
All right. So let's see. The first one was a 12. And the second one was a 21.
Okay. Yeah, the 21 will hit.
Okay. So that would be 3 points of cold damage, and the speed of that creature is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Excellent. Let me find that. Okay, you are good with your turn. How about Ezra goes next? Why can I not? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Ezra will also hold her action.
So stand and brace for attack?
Yep, stand and wait.
Okay.
Great
So
sword ready.
with that, rushing from the rear of the party, from the right side of the party over where Lulu is, and from the front of the party where Solana is facing, as you all stand there bracing, from the grass leap 3 large, thickly coated gray wolves, growling and snarling at you. We'll go ahead and roll with Solana up front first. Does a 13 hit you?
13 just hits.
Okay. So you're going to suffer the bite of this wolf because he's snarling and biting and attacking. Very stealthily, I might add. 9 damage piercing. And you've got to make a DC 11 strength check or be knocked prone as this thing pounces at you.
Oh my god. I am not having a good time right now. 13.
Okay, so you managed to stand your ground as this wolf comes. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's out of nowhere. I mean, you knew there was something there, but these things move quickly, and he was within 15 feet, so he was able to close and go and come at you, and so you've been bitten rather severely as this wolf pounces on you, and you just kind of shake it off, and it is at your feet. Let's go with Lulu. Please make your attack as you suffer a similar pouncing from a huge. By your standards, you're kind of like, oh, doggy. So go ahead and make your attack since you held that action with your spear.
Well, it's 8 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, so you set your spear and try to get this thing, and you just absolutely miss it. It bounces off of its hide. You think, man, I got this thing, and it's like a glancing blow. And this guy comes down on you. I'm going to give you a bonus. Let's see what partial cover. I'm going to call that spear partial cover because that thing is, assailing you. It's coming through the grass. I'm going to give you, whoops, I typed partial wrong. So I'm going to give you the benefit of partial cover there, which I think is D&D Beyond is being a little silly. All right, I'm just going to type cover and see what that gets me. Cover. Okay. Don't cover the corner. Okay, partial isn't really showing up, so okay. So it's going to make its attack on you. Ooh, he misses. So he snips at you, and you're just so small, you're able to kind of sidestep it and maybe, keep it at spear's length as it tries to pounce on you. And it misses. I'm going to go with a D6. And I'm going to go 1 to 2 is Shokoli, 3 to 4 is Ezralyn, and 5 or 6 is Ethan, as far as who's going to get pounced on here. And that is Ezralyn. I rolled a 3. And so this wolf springs from the grass. She can also make her attack first because she was set.
Okay. That is a 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
Alright. 12 damage.
Okay. So describe for me how she's able to catch this wolf in midair and take him down. You notice he's got a strange pattern of frost across the top of his head and icicles hanging from his maw.
Alright. As the wolf is jumping, she just brings her sword forward so it catches just on its belly and slices it open and then just
Spills its entrails all over the
a
grass.
gust comes in, blows her hair in the wind.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Top of the round. Lulu, you are first. You are now in melee combat with a wolf who your face would press right into its shoulder. Its shoulder is as high as the top of your head.
Use primal savagery.
Cool.
And basically that it's kind of odd on a kobold because they already have teeth and claws, but her teeth grow a tiny bit sharper, and she goes for a bite at the wolf's wolf. So let's see. Damn it. 8.
8 is a miss.
Yeah. Okay. Then I guess, can she, with her movement, try and jump on top of the wolf?
Yeah, I would need you to make a, at disadvantage, I would have you make either athletics or acrobatics. because you've got all this tall grass. This thing is as big as you are. So not at disadvantage. I'm just going to set a fairly high. That's going to be like a DC 15.
Well, 19.
You have, I was going to say, you have Arcane Stones to use as well if you wish, but a 19.
I have a
Yeah.
19.
So you get on this wolf. You're going to need to do, I'm going to treat it like a contested grapple at his turn, because he's obviously going to want to shake you. So, okay. So Lulu has managed to scramble aboard the wolf that she is facing after missing with an attack. After Lulu will come Shokoli.
20 to hit
Okay.
with my quarterstaff.
Yeah, so which one are you attacking? The one with Lulu
I'm attacking,
or the one on Solana?
I guess the one by Solana, since Angela got rid of the one in front of us.
Okay.
Right, okay, so that's 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, so this thing yelps as you bean it across its back with your quarterstaff. And you can hear, with the sounds of maybe a couple of ribs crushing as the thing yelps and wheels around, snarling at you.
Okay. Bonus action. My attack. I'm going to kick it. That is the same.
Dirty 20?
Amount to hit. Yeah, like dirty 20.
Yep. Okay, roll your damage.
5.
Okay, so you see Shokely just step up and unload on this thing. First they hammer it with the quarterstaff across the back, and again the crunching of ribs and the yelping. The tail goes down and it drags its bottom and turns around and snaps, and you answer with a swift kick, smashing its bottom jaw into its chopped top jaw, and again you hear bones crush and crumble as the animal drops to the ground with a whimper, lifeless in the grass. Anything else?
That is it.
Okay, so Solana, there's a dead wolf at your feet thanks to your friend Shokoli, and you have Lulu riding, clinging onto the back of, this wolf is trying to snap at her and shake her off. What would you like to do?
I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to take out a small vial, pour it into one of my open wounds, and cast false life on myself. So I'm going to give myself 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points, because I'm not doing so good.
Yeah, you got a pretty nasty bite there.
Okay, so that is 8 temporary hit points, thank God. Otherwise, I would not be doing so good. And then, let's see, what else can I do? That's all I can do for right now, so that's all I got.
Okay, excellent.
I'm sure I don't die.
Yeah, very good. So Ethan, you're there with your party mates. There's a scramble. Shokoli goes kind of to the front of the group where Solana is, and they drop the wolf up there. What would you like to do? You have Lulu riding around, almost Barnum and Bailey circus style on the back of this wolf.
I think I'm gonna cast another ray of frost at that guy. But I'm gonna use another one of our Arcane Stones.
Okay, is that a like a area of effect, like a cone or anything, or will it hit just the wolf? That you get my concern, right?
I do. It's a frigid beam of blue-white light streaks towards a creature with it in range.
Perfect.
I have to make a spell attack.
Good deal. I didn't want to, like cone of cold, poor Lulu catch a chill.
No, Ethan would never do that.
Excellent.
All right. Oh, a natural 20 was the first roll.
Oh, sweet. And you're rolling with advantage, so yeah, take that, bud.
So that...
Max damage plus roll it again.
Yep. So his damage Oh my gosh, his max damage is is 8.
Okay.
And then I rolled an 8, so that's
Oh.
a 16.
Holy cow. So describe for me what happens to this wolf as you blast it in the side with this ray of frost.
Ray of frost. So the blue light comes, magic words, he's uttering magic words, waving his fingers. The blue light comes from his fingers and hits the side of that wolf and like blows almost a frost hole through the wolf as the wolf collapses around the frosty hole.
Great. Lulu, roll me acrobatics. You're trying to not get trapped under the heavy carcass of a frozen, like insta-frozen dead wolf as it tumbles to the ground while you're riding it.
17.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So you're able to kind of roll off of this thing, and the wolf skids to the ground, and even the grass where the wolf was when it was hit with the ray of frost has got some frost on it, and your leg is even got some frost on it, Lulu. No damage or anything, but that was quite a display of arcane coldness, and everything goes quiet as the 3 wolves are at your feet, dead. One frozen, one frosty and sordid with a hole in its side or actually its belly slit open from Ezra, and one bludgeoned to death by the monk. It is nearly dark. You're probably just a couple hours.
Go home now, please.
Couple hours from Phandalin.
We must get back quickly. The danger's still around us.
Good job with those spells. And Ezra, good job with the sword. Thank you. Just like,
Yeah, let's get home. I need to sleep.
Yeah, you don't look great. But I don't look great either, I guess. The blood dripping out of their
Yeah.
nose.
You'll notice that, like, from the wound that Solana poured the distilled spirits into, it's just black veins running just through the area.
Oh, shit. Are you
Don't worry,
diseased?
that's on purpose. That's on purpose. It's fine.
If you say so.
Meant to do that.
It's part of the spell that's keeping me alive right now.
Need more heal?
It's okay, Lulu. Save your Healy for when I'm dead. And Solana's just gonna be staggering towards town.
Ethan's rubbing his head. And he says, we have to get back quickly. There's much danger here. We have to get back.
You're within 2 hours from Phandalin.
Lulu's going to walk beside Solana, kind of like a guide dog almost.
Just gonna put my hand on your head and just have you.
And you're like we're leaning down, just to be tall. That's fine.
Yeah, that'll work.
Or if you like hold your hand.
Yeah, we'll just hold my hand.
If they're holding hands, Lulu's gonna slip you a cure wounds.
Oh, okay.
It's like points to healing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is anybody concerned with those wolves?
Wolves, I don't know.
I don't think wolves are gonna have anything on their person, but
I mean, I was gonna take their pelts, but considering Solana's kind of bleeding to death, I was elected not to.
I'm doing a lot better now. We can check the wolves.
If we want to walk back.
Roll me nature, Shokoli.
Sure.
You're trying to determine how long it's going to take you to field dress the wolves and get those hides from them, because you do know those are worth some money. Yeah, it'll probably take you, if you go quickly, it'll probably take you 2 hours to get the hides off of those wolves. So it'll be well dark but it's already going to be dark before you get back to Phandalin, so you've got maybe 20 minutes of daylight.
I guess. Do we want the pelts? I'm not particularly concerned.
Lulu won't go home.
Surrounded by danger.
Yeah, let's go.
Listen to the crazy man. Let's go home.
Leaving the wolves. I'm walking
Okay.
away.
Fair enough. So you leave the carcasses and make your way onward toward Phandalin. Do you are you gonna put any light on the subject as the sun sinks over the western horizon?
Yeah, I'm gonna just cast a light on my mace as usual.
Yeah, that'll be plenty to keep your direction and so forth. The bugs, the insects of the evening ascend slowly from the grasses as you disturb the grass. Little katydids that you can't see, but you can hear them creaking and breaking. And the occasional firefly, mosquitoes as you make your way back to Phandalin. And it is just dark as dark gets out here. Very starry night, very clear. It is the end of the 17th of... hang on, I forgot my month name. I wrote it down. Where is it?
Flame rule.
Flame Rule. Yeah, 17th of Flame Rule. It is now evening time, and, by that reckoning, it's probably past 8 p.m. It's dark. And a couple hours go by, and by the time you get to what you believe to be 9:30, you can see the layout in the shadows ahead of you of the familiar village of Phandalin. Where would you like to go? I will put the map up. You will be coming in. Let me find the image. It'll take a second to come up to where you can see it. But if you look in the southwest corner of the map where it says Miner's Trail, that is where you will be entering from. Okay? And up here with the gray roof is the Stonehill Inn. This is the Townmaster's Hall, but you would presume at this time of night it may be kind of quiet there. So what would you like to do?
Well, I think we should retire for the evening. We can meet up tomorrow and go talk to Harbin about the notes and our job done, and then get our gold and move on.
I want to need more healing.
No, I'll be fine, Lulu. Thank you.
Okay, Lulu, go home now.
Okay, goodbye, Lulu. Good night.
Lulu will run off towards the apothecary with the...
Yes. The
Right.
house.
It's been quiet for a very long time.
I believe the apothecary is this building, if you can see where my cursor is. And the house is here. Is that right? Or is it the other way around? I think this is the house. All right, so Lulu makes her way over to the house for the night. The rest of you going to go to the inn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So easily enough accomplished. You make your way into town, wind your way through, and as suspected, the Townmaster's Hall indeed looks dark. The small home beside it, there is one light in one window. You would presume that Harbin may or may not even be awake at this point. But Phandalin is fairly quiet. And you make your way to the Stonehill Inn, and you enter in the tap room, and there are a few people at tables eating and drinking. There's a fire in the hearth, mostly because it's just kind of nice. It's not necessarily that cool out. It's a nice clear evening, maybe 61, 62 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe just the beginnings of crisp. And Toblin Stonehill from the behind the bar, "Oh, greetings, good to see you all," as you enter. And he kind of cocks his head, noticing that Solana's looking rather worse for wear, bloodstains on their clothing. All of you look to have suffered the signs of battle and dungeoneering and such. Oh, please, come. Get yourselves a table. I hope you'll be staying with us this evening.
Hey, Toblin,
Yes.
do you need any meat?
Oh, yes, what have you?
I have. How much do I have?
I think you still had 10 pounds left.
I have.
I think
way
you
more
gave
than that.
40 pounds. Well, you gave 50 pounds to the Manticore, and you gave 40 pounds to a Dabra.
I gave her 10 pounds.
Oh, do I have it backwards? Okay, you gave her 10 pounds.
Yeah.
I thought you gave her
what I
more than
have left is 38 pounds.
38 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, very well. Yes, indeed. What manner of beast is this?
Axe beak. It's like the big chicken.
Oh, very well. And he kind of snaps his fingers, and two young ladies and a young man come out of the kitchen, and they see the sacks. Oh yes, right away, and they please put it in the larder, so that it could be kept fresh. Yes. So what would you like for this? I could give you room and board for trade for the week. I could also give you coin if you prefer. I would give you 15 gold for the meat.
I'll take it. 15 gold it is. I'll take the coin.
Very well. And by room and board for the week, I meant for your group here.
Yes. Gold would serve me better at this current time.
Fair enough. Can I get anyone anything to eat or drink? You must be tired. You look exhausted and famished.
Can I just have a bottle of wine sent to my room, please?
Yes. Very well. I can do that. I take it everybody here would like a room then?
I would.
Yes, this one I've been in, please.
Very good. Let's do this. I will, and he gets 4 keys down, hands one to each of you. Let's don't worry about any coin changing hands. We can square up that tomorrow, depending on how long you wish to be here. Can I get you anything to eat? We'll get you a nice meal for a silver. The room will only be 5 silver per night.
Just the wine.
Very well. That bottle of wine will also be a silver. We'll just add it to your total. Anyone else need anything?
Do you have a bath here?
Yes, we can have baths drawn. Yes, absolutely. We have a bath area in the back here. I'll have my my staff show you to
I don't
that.
know, same thing.
I would like a bath.
Where have you all been?
Before we get to that, just so you know, I probably won't need the room.
Oh, okay.
So just 3 keys would be fine.
Oh, very well. Do you have other arrangements? Just curious.
You could say that, yeah.
Very well. So where have you been, if I may ask?
Well, we were doing work for what's his name?
Harbin?
Mr. Coward?
Oh, Harbin. Yes.
Harbin.
He kind of chuckles. As soon as you said coward and work, he put it together. Oh, what kind of work were you doing for the town master?
We run around notifying people of danger and then they refuse to leave.
Exactly that.
Oh, the dragon. Yes, we had a bit of an incident. Let's see, what is today? 17 Flame Roll. Would have been yesterday. During the day, the dragon was seen above Phandalin.
Oh.
And it escaped with a sheep from a farm over near the apothecary. So apparently the rumors of this white dragon are true. Thankfully, nobody was injured.
Except the sheep.
Except the sheep, yes. I bet you saw that coming, didn't you? He kind of raises a tankard.
I think I will have a meal before I retire.
Very well. We have a nice venison. It's been slow roasted and pulled apart in a wonderful gravy, roast potatoes and carrots. Would you like anything to drink with that, Ethan?
Yeah, I think some of your fine ale will be fine.
Very well. The meal and the ale will be 2 silver. We can just add it to your room total. You can pay tomorrow. That's fine.
All right. Ethan's gonna sit down at the table he normally sits at.
Okay. Yeah, it's open. In the tap room there in the inn, there is a looks to be a pretty hardy looking mountain dwarf and a human conversing over a meal, tankards of ale, and there is a high elf. In fact, the high elf you definitely recognize from the last time you were in the inn. She was in here before. She's sitting down in her apparently usual seat at the bar, at the far end of the bar. Other than that, it's pretty quiet. Solana, if you go upstairs, you'll find that by the time you got up there, there's a nice bottle of red wine,
Nice.
and a cup for drinking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull out the cork and start swigging and go to bed.
Okay, fair enough. Lulu has gone to her home. Shokoli, what would you like to do?
I would like to take my bath and also eat some of that delicious sounding venison at the same time.
Ah, a meal for you, my friend. Very well.
Yes.
So he disappears into the kitchen after. Did you want something to drink?
Just some water.
It's
fine.
Shokoli, right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
chocolate, yes.
Shokoli, yes. Okay, so he gets you dips some water out of the barrel. He just hands it to you. Feel free to sit wherever you like, and the meals will be out very shortly.
Is the bath ready?
I can have it ready very quickly, yes. By the time you finish eating, it will be ready for you. I assume you like it to be quite warm?
Yes. I would like to eat in the bath, if that's okay.
Oh, well, yes, of course. By all means,
Enjoy.
I'll set your meal in the back. If you just go to the through that and you kind of thumbs to a hallway, all the way to the back and to the right, you'll find a room of stone with a hole set in the floor. There's a tub in there, and my folks will get that full of hot water for you right away.
Okay.
I will.
Be vigilant for cramps, Shokoli.
What?
Cramps, eating and water.
I'll get
Be
cramps.
vigilant. You may.
You're a weird one.
The Dark Harbinger. Pay him heed.
It's
And
incredibly depressing, this one.
Torben kind of chuckles as he heads back to prepare your plates. So he goes back
You say
into the
it's 2
kitchen.
silver?
Yeah, the bath will go with your room. That's part of that's a service you can have with your room. There's no extra cost, but one silver for the meal. The water's free,
Okay.
but you can
Well, I'm not
pay.
paying for a room, so would I?
Right.
pay for
Okay.
that?
So you can flip him a silver piece if you want.
So 2. All right. Got it.
He'll throw in the bath. You don't need to pay for that.
Okay.
This meat just looks wonderful. So yeah, just consider the bath a favor. And he disappears back into the kitchen, presumably to pull dinner together for you and for Ethan. Solana, are you just gonna drink wine and pass out?
Well, Solana had all the wine. Jarvis decides he's gonna leave the room and come down and see what's going on.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, so after just a short time, Ethan, one of Toblin's serving staff, a young human, can't be more than 14 or 15 summers, comes out in his woolen breeches and his tunic, hair all sweaty and curly from working all day. Here you are, sir. Enjoy. Anything else I can get you?
You know, this will be
Any
adequate.
any more ale?
No, I think, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, very well.
Yeah, more of that.
So he scoots off to get you another ale. I'll just add it to your tab then. And in no time, he comes back and puts another tankard of ale down. Shokoli, you're back in the stone bathing room, and the young lady, maybe 19, 20 summers old, comes in, also in woolen breeches and a tunic, hair tied back. Smiles very, very shyly as she begins filling the tub with buckets of hot water, and it takes her, a few trips back and forth. But she gets the tub full for you, and on her last trip in, she brings it's like a flat piece of wood that'll set across the tub, and she can set your meal on it for you. There you go. Will there be anything else?
I am all set.
Very well. Enjoy your bath. And she kind of backs out and pulls the door shut. You see that she's laid out a very, small piece of kind of rough cut, like they've cut a piece of brown soap off of the soap chunk. And there is a towel and a small, like a washing cloth and a brush for you to use to enjoy your bath.
Alright, as soon as she leaves, I'll just jump in that sucker. Just hop on in.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So you've got dinner in the tub.
Yep.
Very nice. Too bad like Monday Night Football's not on or something.
Yeah.
A good movie. Okay, yes. You've earned that bath. Your joints are aching. But reviewing your day, you feel really, really good about how your skills served you today in combat and in perception and so forth. And that sun disk is on your mind. You're thrilled with that find.
No, like, what's a discovery?
So, Lulu, is there any roleplay you would like to do? Your mother, adopted mother, greets you at the door. Oh, good to see you. How have you been? She just picks you up and hugs you tightly. Mary, I believe her name is, right?
Yeah.
Ierson.
Hi, Mama.
Oh, you're in one piece. You look like you got a bit of a scrape there. Let's have a look at that. And she'll take you back into the house and get you ready for a bath and tend to because you had a couple of woundies there, didn't you?
Yeah, Lulu's at 12 out of 18 hit points right now.
Yeah, so she will clean your wounds very carefully. And so tell me all about your, you did some work for the town master, correct?
Before that, Riley, did Bri follow Lulu, or is she still back at Adabra's?
I'm going to say she's back at Adabra's because that's what I know.
Okay. Well, Warren, me and group warned Mrs. Dow about Dragon, but she said no to coming back, so I don't know about that. Then we went to see some dwarves, and they were dwarves, and fought some slimes, and Lulu breathed poison on them. And then there were wolves, and then Lulu tried to bite it, but I missed, and then I wrote it, and then it got frozen.
Frozen, you say? How did it's the middle of summer. How did you get frozen? And she's washing your back and tending, she's got your wounds all cleaned and bound, and she's given you your favorite tea to drink as you kind of relax in the tub as she's getting you all cleaned up from your adventure. How were you frozen?
There's this strange man at the tavern, I think named him, but really weird. But he cast ice spell at Wolf and froze it.
And she kind of looks, weird man. What weird man? You were traveling with a weird man? Strange man?
Lulu will try her best to describe him. I don't really know how to describe Ethan.
Oh boy.
And he made ice and frost. My goodness. Well, I hope he didn't try to hurt you or anything.
No, Lulu's riding wolf, but no, Lulu okay.
Riding a wolf, you say? Well, turned out to be quite the brave little Lulu. I'm so proud of you. And she gives you a big kiss on your cheek and gets you all dried off out of the tub and into some comfortable clothing.
Oh.
Happy kobold. Okay. So we will pan back to the inn, Stonehill Inn. Ethan, you're eating your dinner quietly. Again, the tap room is not well occupied. Just the elf at the bar, and then the dwarf and the human at a table, kind of across the tap room from you.
Yeah, he'll eat his dinner. He'll watch over at them, look at them, just to see if they're, looking back. Or...
Yeah, roll me perception, Ethan. Go ahead and roll advantage with that.
Let's see. I got a 14.
Yeah, so you clearly recognize that this is Kelvin. The human's name is Kelvin, and Fundor is the dwarf. And these guys are local prospectors. They've been in here before. In fact, you've gotten a few shekels out of the dwarf, a few coppers for some of your fortune telling. Thank you for the raid. And hey, Saver, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Welcome to all the new folks that just joined in on the raid. Very cool. So you recognize those two as local miners or prospectors.
And the elf, she's not, she's just sitting there, not doing anything interesting.
She's having a glass of wine, and she's got a plate with some bread and cheese, and she's reading.
All right. Then Ethan's just going to eat his meal.
Okay.
Happy that none of them are bothering him.
Yeah, it's quiet. The fire's, burned down a little bit. It's, it's good 10 p.m. Anyone else have anything they want to do? We are in the middle of Icespire Peak, for those of you who are new to the stream dropping in. And we're in the inn, the Stonehill Inn in Phandalin. You were going to say something there, Shannon.
I think Jarvis is going to go up to that high elf.
Okay.
And just casually start chatting her up.
Yeah, so she has a small, it looks to be bound, like maybe wire bound, parchment little book that there's some script in there. She is, again, sitting alone, drinking looks to be like maybe a white wine. And as you stand there looking at her, she kind of looks over at you. Yes, may I help you? She's wearing nice traveler's clothes, cloak. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, but I noticed you here the past few nights, and you don't really seem like the local type. So you just sort of piqued my curiosity a bit. My name's Jarvis, and
She
I stick out my
smiles.
hand to her.
She smiles and offers you her hand, as maybe a noble type person might, very civilized. Sayela Riversong, from Silvery Moon, actually. So your suspicion is correct. You have me at a loss. I'm not a local. Are you from here? And she looks you over. You don't look like you'd be a Phandalian? A Phandalian? She kind of chuckles.
No, I'm just passing through. I'm a sort of a traveling salesman of sorts.
What are your wares?
What brings you here?
Research.
Oh, well, research on what? My friend's also here doing research, so I'm just curious if your areas of expertise overlap.
Well, I have an interest in historical things, and this is such an old village. And in the past, I don't know, 5 years, it seems to be springing back to life, and it's just so interesting. So, some of my order in Silvery Moon suggested I just head on down here and see what I could learn. And it turns out there's a white dragon somewhere in the region. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Oh, I've heard a little bit, uh, from mainly from the guy in charge of the jobs board. He seems very paranoid about this dragon. Has it done anything besides take a
Harbin.
sheep?
Harbin, yes. Well, apparently, the dragon has set up residence somewhere nearby, wherever dragons, I would presume, up in the Sword Mountains. And as a result, there's been several large groups of orcs have come down out of the mountains, apparently displaced by this foul beast. So, that's definitely one disruption I've been aware of. The concern here in the town is that the orcs may try to come in and sack Phandalin and tear down what's been rebuilt over the past few years. It would be a sad day for sure.
Hmm. Yes, a concern to be sure. I do feel bad for those orcs, though, uh, being displaced from their usual home by a dragon, no less. I wonder, perhaps teaming up with them to take the dragon down, maybe a possibility for the town. Work together instead of apart.
She kind of looks at you oddly. Teaming up with orcs, you say? Well, I mean, you must know that elves and orcs have traditionally not done well together, but who knows? I mean, if they're displaced, and she kind of sits back and regards your suggestion, sips her wine, perhaps they'd be willing to look into this. I don't know. I mean, they've not come to Phandalin with torch and fork, sword and shield, so uh, I suppose stranger things have happened.
True. I always look at it. Is people tend to look at me with great concern. The horn, the tail. I do look a little evil.
Well,
Won't be
tieflings
beat
do
around it.
have tieflings do have a history. Some do of infernal relationships and things, but yeah, it's best not to judge just by one's appearance.
Exactly. I try to do the same for others. So that's why, although the orcs may live a different life than I ever understand, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt until one of them's trying to kill me. Then maybe I'll have a different opinion.
It's a hardy folk down here in Phandalin, but there's not much in the way of defenses against orcs or a dragon, and so someone of your ilk, your worldliness, might be of some help brokering a arrangement between orcs or other local elements who might help defend the town should that come under attack. You might find yourself a hero.
Hmm. I don't know if I like the sound of hero. Maybe a little.
She
But,
smiles.
well, not sure.
So you
To be
mentioned.
honest, to answer your question from earlier, my wares are sort of elsewheres at the moment. I was robbed on the road up here
Oh no,
of all of
no.
my trinkets and my goodies.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And
What, who, or what robbed you?
human bandits, nasty group of folk, about five of them, outnumbered me.
Hmm.
Uh,
Probably
they,
lucky to be alive then.
you were, yes, well, I'm not as gentle as I may look, he said with a grin. I can handle myself. I took out one or two, but three of them made off on horseback with most of my goods.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry to hear that. We are actually, as you know, on the edge of the wild out here, which is sort of what drew me. Like, why Phandalin? Why rebuild an ancient town that's lay in ruin for centuries? It explains.
I hadn't considered the mystery behind that. I suppose folks just can't leave well enough alone. Histories do repeat itself. Some saying, I'm sure, is applicable.
Well, and that and the Sword Coast, the Sword Mountains are known to be rich in mineral and gem. So if you're hardy enough to withstand the dangers and the harsh climate in the winter, you can definitely secure some wealth.
Well, I suppose that does seems to be what drives this whole town, isn't it?
They are doing quite well. It is remarkable.
It's good to meet someone with a historical curiosity instead of one for mere gold. It's honestly refreshing.
Well, gold tarnishes. History is something we can learn from and grow from. And you can tell that she has a definite passion for research, history, that sort of thing.
Tell you what, if ever you do want some conversation, I'm in room 8. Feel free to stop on by. We can continue this chat. I'd be more than happy to have you a guest of sorts.
Oh, she seems a little taken aback. All right, very well. Maybe I'll do that sometime. How long will you be in Phandalin? Golly.
For about a week, as far as I know.
Huh.
My friend and I are deciding where we're going next.
Oh yes, you did mention a friend. Is that you said something that they had an interest in some sort of research?
Yes. I'm not sure if you've seen her about. She'll typically have her nose in a book as well down here in the tavern. An elf, much like yourself.
Oh yes.
Solana? Don't know if you've met her.
I don't believe we've met, but I've seen her in and out, yes. In fact, she just came in not too long ago. Not looking well at all, actually. I was a little concerned, but she went upstairs and she came in with a group, and she kind of nods in Ethan's direction. In fact, that fellow was with the group, and then there's one, I think, in the back. And I would presume that Ezralyn probably took up her usual seat at the other end of the bar, kind of back on security detail. So I don't know. Do you know? And she again looks in Ethan's direction. Do you know that young man over there, the traveling companion of your friend?
We've had an occasion of meeting. He does not like me very much.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. You seem to be drawing a bit of negative attention lately. She kind of chuckles.
Yeah. He is convinced that I'm evil, a demon. So.
Oh.
Not a big fan of me.
I see. Well, you don't seem all that evil to me. Not that I'm an expert in such things, but you're pleasant enough.
I try. But, like I said, some people tend to judge on appearances.
Yes, they do, sadly enough. Well, perhaps...
I just came down here for a bite of food. I think I might retire for the evening. But you were saying?
I was just going to say, I will consider your invitation, and I will be here for a period of time, doing my research and so forth. So perhaps our paths will cross again. We can share a drink, maybe share a meal and another conversation. I definitely would love to meet your friend.
Certainly. And if you ever need help with your research, like I said, I can hold my own. If you ever need a hired hand, I'd be glad to give you some assistance.
Oh, well, I will remember that. That's very kind of you to offer.
Yes. Have a lovely evening.
You as well. It's a pleasure.
And he bows very dramatically and then walks back up towards the room, snickering to himself.
Ethan, you did see Jarvis come downstairs. Did you enter through the inn front door, or did you just come down from the rooms?
Just came down.
Okay, yeah. So you saw Jarvis come in and have a 15-minute conversation. Looked quite pleasant. with the elfin female at the end of the bar.
I'm gonna follow up the stairs.
I was hoping you would.
Okay.
I want to see where Jarvis goes.
Okay.
He's
Are
gonna
you
go back into room number 8, Solana's room.
are you going to try to be stealthy or anything, Ethan? Or
Yeah. I
okay,
am.
yeah. Roll me a stealth. Maybe describe. Jarvis is just going to wander up the stairs, la di da, no big deal. You'll wait a few moments.
Oh, I got a 20.
Oh well.
Not a natural, but
Your
20.
your light, lithe frame does not activate any of the typical creaks in the stairs as you sneak up, and you're able to kind of get to the top of the stairs. Your feet are still down a few stairs, but your hands are on the second floor as you peer around the corner, and you see, and there are some lamps in the hallway, so it's lit reasonably well, and you are able to see that down the hall, Jarvis is plodding along. Nonchalant, not a care in the world.
I'm gonna wait to see where he goes.
Okay. And he goes down to the end of the hall to room number 8, or to a door. You don't really see a number on it because of your location. Jarvis, you just pull the door open, enter, and close the door?
Yep, I just put my key in and I go on into my room.
Very well. Jarvis disappears into that room.
I'm gonna see what room number it is.
Okay. Yeah, so you sneak down there, no problem. And it is room number 8.
All right, I think he's gonna go to his own room now.
Okay. So Ethan's in for the evening. Solana, Jarvis are in for the evening, I presume. Lulu, I think your mom probably tucks you into bed, kisses you on the head, tells you how proud of you she is, takes up your empty teacup, and blows out the lamp in your room and closes your door. Shokoli, you're bathing and eating.
And once that is done, Shokoli is just going to walk out of the room. They're not wearing their little crop top this time, just their pants.
Okay.
And they're just gonna bring the empty plate over, set it on the whatever counter there is, and then just walk outside to sleep on the roof again.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Ezralyn regards you, smiles as you come in, set your plate on the bar,
Would
and
she?
wishes you a good night, kind of looks at you curiously, topless, as you wander through the tap room. And that's that. So you make your way up to the roof, and all is quiet in the little village of Phandalin. And I think that's probably a really good place to stop right there. So it is probably 11 p.m. or so, 17 flame rule by the Harpter calendar. And we'll call our game right there. So wonderfully role played. I think everybody managed to score an inspiration early on in the evening. We had some really nice descriptive spellcasting and such. I like to reward such things with a little bit of inspiration. So well done. Let's go ahead and go around the horn real quick. Ethan, tell us again where we can find you doing interesting and fun things.
Well, I don't know about that, but you can find me on. I'm Chris. You can find me on the Discord and Twitch at WikiVA. My Twitter's down below, and I love playing this game. Happy to be here.
All right, very good, sir. Well played, Lulu.
Again, I'm Rebecca. I'm not really active anywhere, but I'm here.
And we're glad. Very nice. Excellent. Well played, you as well. Shokoli.
And Abby, I'm on the Discord as well, but I'm not super active there. Not super active anywhere. But Miss Misery, who I don't know if she's still in the chat, I think is more active in different places. So there's that.
Yep.
Both of our Twitter handles are on the screen.
Yep. Yeah, in fact, you can find Ms. Misery and I and Shannon in a game together on every other Saturday. In fact, I think this is the weekend we play. Is that right? I think it is.
I think so.
With Cranio Dad, who was in here earlier. Thanks for the bits and the subs and all that stuff from him. But Misery is also starting to stream on her own Twitch channel playing video games and stuff, so keep an eye out for that. She's really cool and fun to hang out with, so hopefully she'll be feeling better and back with us next week. Same goes for Sabrina. I know Sabrina came in, dropped some bits. Thank you very much. Sango-chan, she plays Bryphon, and she is currently off-site with her friend Adabra Gwyn up in the windmill in the foothills of the Sword Mountains. Shannon.
Hey, I'm Shannon. Logic across all the internet, like you said, and I do play in that Saturday game over at No Dad's channel as a disaster bard lesbian. Surprise. Other than that, I'm really active on Twitter. I'm really active in Wiley's Discord, occasional other Discords, kind of all over the place. So if you go there and you see someone named Channel Logic, it's probably me.
Yeah, nice.
I try to post a lot of weird stuff and uplift other artists. And the one that I really want to talk about is MC Etching on Etsy. Some of you might know him as Nix, your uncle,
Yeah,
on Twitter.
On Twitter, yep.
And his stuff is so amazing. I got a flask back home that has all of the health potion measurements on it.
Nice.
And it really helps me in game to know what I'm quaffing. So I'm checking it out. It's amazing, reasonably priced, and just so cool.
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
a great shout out. Super great guy. Super great. Positive mojo. And yeah, he etches on metal and glass, right? Does brilliant work. So check him out. Again, it's Nix on Twitch. And then what did you say his Etsy was?
It's MC Etching.
Yeah. All right, very good. So good shout out there. So again, I'm Scott Wiley Hobbit. Our channel's turning into a little thing, man. We've got Zweihunter on Mondays. We've got this game, and on Sunday, as mentioned in the Discord by my friend Max, that girl at that place 114 is in the game that we are starting on Sunday 1 p.m. We're going to kick off Greyhawk Tales. I think I saw Geek Dice in chat earlier. He's also in that game, and then Wu-Tang Piglet is going to be our DM. So that's pretty cool. We're currently in an inn. The Inn of Needful Things, deep in the gnarly forest, set about with the Fae, fairies, and ghosts. And so Sunday should be interesting because we got a big old ghosty showdown to enjoy. So come check that out, 1 p.m. Sunday right here. And then in a couple of weeks, we're going to roll out another new game. So things are happening here on the Wiley Habit channel. Thanks to everybody who threw bits out and the new subs and the raid from that girl at that place. Thank you, Max, for that. And thanks, everybody, for coming and hanging out. So we'll be here again next Wednesday at 7. Thank you all for hanging out in chat. And we'll see you soon, hopefully with a full cast next week as everybody gets better. So thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and quickly launch a raid. So if anybody has any other shouting out they'd like to do, I've got a few seconds while I get my raid together.
Make good choices. Try not to ride wolves.
Don't ride wolves. Wash your
Do
hands.
not surprise people with exorcisms.
No surprise exorcisms. I think that's fair.
I second that.
Wash your hands. We're going to raid my good friend Lord Gazumba, another Greyhawker. So it'll give us a little bit of a countdown to that. So again, thanks for hanging out. And wash your hands, wear your masks in public, and let's lick this thing. Talk to you soon.
See you next time.
Don't actually lick it.